Welcome to History Uncovered, where we delve into the stories and events that have shaped our world. In this episode, we're pulling back the velvet curtain of history, journeying back to the 15th century to the region that is modern-day Romania. Our focus, a man who has haunted our collective imaginations for centuries, inspiring horror tales and folk legends, even making his way into modern pop culture as none other than the infamous Count Dracula. His real name? Vlad III, but you may know him better by his chilling epithet, Vlad the Impaler. Through the lens of history, we'll try to separate fact from fiction and explore the life of this controversial ruler. He was a prince, a warrior, and to some, a hero defending his homeland. Yet, his reign was marked by extreme cruelty, and his preferred method of punishment earned him a place in the annals of history as one of its most brutal leaders. His penchant for impalement has been recorded in numerous historical accounts, a grim legacy that underscores the ruthless nature of power politics during his time. In today's episode, we are uncovering the truths behind the myth, the reality behind the folklore, and the man behind the monster. Brace yourself for a journey into the life and times of Vlad the Impaler, as we explore the heart of Wallachia in the turbulent age of the Ottoman Empire. The story of Vlad III, Vlad the Impaler, or as he's also known, Vlad Tepes, begins in 1431, in the fortress town of Sighisoara, located in present-day Romania. The illegitimate grandson of the valiant Mircea I of Wallachia, known as Mircea the Brave, Vlad III was born into the Dracal family. His father, Vlad II, had been bestowed the moniker Dracal as a member of the Order of the Dragon, a group dedicated to halting the Ottoman Empire's advance into Europe. His mother's identity remains veiled in the fog of history, though many suggest she might have been a daughter of Alexander I of Moldavia. It was here, in the citadel of Sighisoara, that Vlad spent his early years, living a relatively uneventful childhood with his family. However, this tranquility was abruptly shattered when Vlad's father declined to aid the Ottoman invasion of Transylvania in 1442. In an ironic twist of fate, Vlad and his brother Radu were whisked away to the Ottoman Empire as hostages, a guarantee of their father's allegiance to Sultan Murad II. Despite their grim circumstances, both brothers underwent rigorous training under the watchful eyes of their captors. They were schooled in the art of warfare amidst the harsh and arid expanses of the Anatolian Plateau and the Egragos citadel. The Ottomans' goal was straightforward: forge these two princes in the crucible of their culture and ensure their loyalty when their turn to rule Wallachia arrived. Over time, Radu, dubbed Radu the Handsome, developed a close, even intimate, relationship with Sultan Mehmed II. The deepening bond between Radu and the Sultan bred a potent mix of disgust and hatred in Vlad, driving him to seek refuge in honing his martial skills. His experiences, his loathing for the Ottomans, and the perceived betrayal by his brother laid the groundwork for his later rule and his infamous reputation. His captivity ended in 1447 following the tragic deaths of his father and his elder brother, Mircea. However, this freedom brought with it the chilling revelation that the Wallachian noble families had played a role in their deaths. A vow for vengeance took root in Vlad's heart, setting him on a path that would forever etch his name into the annals of history. Vlad's personal life remains mostly enigmatic, with various accounts suggesting he was married twice, or perhaps even thrice. Regardless, it is clear he had a deep affection for his children, legitimate and otherwise. Of all his relationships, however, the most enduring was with Katerina Siegel, the daughter of the Weavers' Guild leader. Despite their love enduring over 2 decades and producing 5 children, they never married. Yet Katerina remained his steadfast supporter throughout his reign as the ruler and defender of Wallachia. Among his children, Minia, his eldest, and Vlad Dracula, his youngest, who became the forefather of the noble Dracula family, are the most noteworthy. High on the steep precipices of the Carpathian Mountains, overlooking the Argeș River, stands the fortress of Poenari. This citadel served as one of the main strongholds of Vlad III during his reign. Its strategic location made it a formidable fortress, almost impregnable to siege and conquest. From this cliffside stronghold, Vlad the Impaler ruled with an iron fist, carving his dark legacy into the pages of history. Vlad's name was synonymous with dread as his reputation for brutality spread far and wide. His favorite method of execution, impalement, struck terror into the hearts of friends and foes alike. This gruesome spectacle was not only a death sentence but also a drawn-out ordeal of agony, sometimes lasting days. The process was as much a morbid art form as it was a statement, a terrifying display meant to shock, demoralize, and serve as a warning. Despite his infamous reputation, Vlad was a member of the Order of the Dragon, a chivalric order founded by the King of Hungary in 1408. The order's symbol was a dragon, which in the language of the time was called Drakel. This is how Vlad's father earned the title Vlad Drakel, and subsequently, Vlad III came to be known as Vlad Dracula, translating to Son of the Dragon. Vlad ruled Wallachia in 3 distinct periods. His initial rule in 1448 was short-lived, lasting only 6 months due to his lack of strong support from the nobility, forcing him to relinquish his rule to Vladislav II. At the tender age of 17, Vlad was unseated, but his spirit remained undeterred. His second reign from 1456 to 1462 was the most impactful. During this time, Vlad cemented his reputation as a fearless, ruthless, and relentless leader. 14 years later, Vlad reclaimed his throne for a brief period before meeting his end in battle. Despite the brevity of his rule, his actions and formidable personality left a profound and lasting impression on the people, remembered for his unparalleled cruelty, violence, and sadism. Historians often paint Vlad as a despot, and it's not hard to see why. In his quest to protect his realm and dispense justice, he resorted to horrifying methods of torture. Victims were subjected to skinning, boiling, decapitation, blinding, strangulation, hanging, burning, roasting, hacking, nailing, live burial, and stabbing. He took pleasure in mutilating victims by cutting off their noses, ears, genitals, or tongues. These tactics, while usual for the time, were also indicative of Vlad's paranoia and vengeful nature. Vlad was haunted by the memory of his father and brother's murders, implicating certain noble families. As a result, he embarked on a mission of vengeance and self-preservation, systematically eliminating untrustworthy nobles during his reign. Over 500 noblemen and their entire families fell victim to Vlad's preferred method of execution, impalement. Vlad maintained loyalty among his personal army by lavishing his bravest soldiers with lands, houses, and gold. While these tactics undermined the nobility's power and reinforced his authority, they also painted a target on Vlad. Saxon merchants and their descendants portrayed Vlad in horrifying tales that spread across Europe, further tarnishing his reputation. Vlad was depicted as a sadist who reveled in bloodshed, allegedly dining amidst the gruesome spectacle of his impaled victims. Accusations even arose suggesting Vlad practiced cannibalism, a heinous act, particularly for an Orthodox Christian ruler like him. Though these accounts were likely intended to discredit Vlad, the line between truth and exaggeration has remained blurred, casting a long, dark shadow over the legacy of Vlad the Impaler. The timeless allure of immortal creatures of the night like vampires and werewolves continues to captivate audiences across generations. Hollywood blockbusters like Twilight and Blade are merely the most recent manifestations of this enduring fascination. Undeniably, Vlad the Impaler and his literary alter ego, Count Dracula, have played significant roles in fueling this enduring interest in stories interwoven with terror and excitement. In fact, life without the enigmatic figure of Dracula would certainly seem less thrilling. Therefore, we owe a debt of gratitude to Bram Stoker for authoring a novel that forever changed the perception of vampires. Simultaneously, this work catapulted Romania, the homeland of Vlad, into the limelight as the unofficial territory of vampires. Nowadays, Vlad the Impaler's life and associated locales serve as both historical testaments and the intriguing roots of the Dracula legend. The vilification of Vlad, as a sadistic, merciless devourer of human flesh, and a devil worshipper, particularly by the Saxon and Ottoman chroniclers of the 15th to 17th centuries, can be seen as one of the earliest and most enduring instances of negative branding. These accounts are, in essence, the birth certificates of future vampiric characters like Dracula, Lestat, and Armand from Anne Rice's Vampire Chronicles series. While numerous writings exist on the life and character of Vlad the Impaler, a substantial portion of them focus on Vlad's infamous reputation. Michael Beheim, a German contemporary of Vlad, wrote a poem about Dracula in 1463, depicting the leader in a decidedly dark light. Over 100 years later, German poet Fichteret wrote Flohatz, a chilling portrayal of Dracula dining amidst the dead. In 1804, Johann Christian Engel painted Vlad as a merciless despot in his book, The History of Moldavia and Wallachia, a work that many believe inspired Bram Stoker's Count Dracula. The intrigue surrounding Dracula is far from being a tale of the past. In 2005, a new novel based on Vlad the Impaler's life and the Dracula mythos was published. The Historian, the debut novel by American Elizabeth Johnson Kostova, successfully bridges the gap between fiction and historical reality, garnering significant acclaim. Despite the unfavorable portrayals, Vlad the Impaler remains an endless source of inspiration. His unique and multifaceted personality continues to fascinate us, highlighting the paradoxical allure of such a gruesome figure in history and fiction alike. Vlad the Impaler's resistance against the Ottoman Empire began when he refused to pay tribute to Sultan Mehmed II. This act of defiance by a prince raised within the empire incensed the Sultan, who then ordered two of his most loyal men to assassinate Vlad. However, Vlad learned of this plot and instead impaled the assassins and their armies, thus establishing his infamous reputation as a merciless ruler. Vlad's meticulous court chroniclers have left us detailed records of his brutal reign. They noted that in various locations, thousands of Ottomans were impaled, men, women, and children alike. However, the most significant battle between Vlad and Mehmed II occurred in 1462, when Vlad's significantly smaller force was able to defeat a massive Ottoman army. Utilizing guerrilla tactics, Vlad demoralized the Ottomans by attacking during the night, destroying their food sources, and poisoning their wells. In an audacious maneuver, Vlad infiltrated the enemy camp disguised as Turks in an attempt to assassinate the Sultan. Although unsuccessful, this caused great confusion in the enemy ranks, leading to fratricide among the Ottoman soldiers. When the Ottoman army finally reached Targovist, they were met with a gruesome sight, a forest of 20,000 impaled corpses. This spectacle so unnerved Sultan Mehmed II that he retreated, leaving Vlad's younger brother, Radu the Handsome, to contest the Wallachian throne. Despite Vlad defeating his brother and impaling thousands of Ottoman soldiers, Radu eventually gained the support of the nobility. As a result of unfavorable political circumstances, Vlad was imprisoned by Matthias Corvinus, the king of Hungary. Corvinus even forged letters allegedly from Vlad, suggesting collusion with Mehmed II against the Hungarian army. After 14 years of imprisonment, Vlad was recognized as the lawful prince of Wallachia by Corvinus and was released. However, he was not provided with the military assistance needed to reclaim his throne. In response to an invasion by Mehmed II, Vlad, in alliance with Stephen Batory, forced the Sultan to abandon his siege of the Ninth citadel. In October, Vlad and Stephen the Great ousted the voivode of Wallachia, Basarab Lyota, who fled to the Ottoman Empire. However, Lyota returned with Ottoman support in December, and in the ensuing conflict, Vlad was killed. According to a letter written by Stephen the Great, Vlad's body was dismembered and his head was sent to Mehmed II. The complex and brutal history of Vlad the Impaler and Sultan Mehmed II was recently brought to life in a 2022 Netflix series titled Rise of Empires: Ottoman Mehmed vs. Vlad. This show, with its 6 50-minute episodes, offers a more accurate portrayal of the conflict than previous productions and has received endorsement from historians and medieval specialists. The cast includes both Turkish and Romanian actors, and the series is available in English. We've journeyed together through the intriguing and brutal history of Vlad the Impaler, a figure who continues to fascinate and horrify us. His life and reign serve as a stark reminder of the turbulent times in which he lived. His story, intertwined with the grand narrative of the Ottoman Empire, tells us about the power struggles, political machinations, and brutal conflicts that shaped this period in history. Thank you for watching this episode of History Uncovered. If you found this video informative and engaging, please like and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories from the past. We aim to shed light on the often overlooked corners of history, uncovering the truth behind the myths and legends. And remember, history is a vast reservoir of knowledge, providing invaluable lessons and insights. By learning about our past, we can better understand our present and even shape our future. Don't forget to ring the bell for notifications so that you never miss a new video. Let's continue to journey together into history's intriguing depths and heights. Your support is what makes this journey possible. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the rich tapestry of our shared past.